Hi, YouTubers. Welcome back. My name is Natalka, and today is my first holiday video for 2024. And I'm really excited about this one. I really, really love peanut butter fudge at Christmas time. And it's kind of the only time I ever make it, but I am not making it today. Okay. I've already made it in a past video. So you guys can always go find that if you want peanut butter fudge. Today, I am going to take that recipe and change it up, and I'm going to make hot chocolate fudge. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to talk your ear off today. Let's just get to it and make some hot chocolate fudge. All right, I'm going to start by making the hot chocolate layer of the hot chocolate fudge. So in a pot, I've added a half a cup of butter, 3/4 cups of evaporated milk, and now I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of hot chocolate mix. And I'm going to mix that all together. All right, then I'm also going to add 3 cups of sugar. And you're going to mix it until the sugar is kind of dissolved. All right, then you're just going to leave it to come to a boil, and you're going to let it boil, not a hard boil, like a simmering boil, until it reaches a temperature of 240 degrees Fahrenheit. You do want to mix it every so often just so it doesn't burn to the bottom of your pot. But as you're mixing it, of course, don't mix it too often because you also don't want it to crystallize. So let it simmer and keep checking the temperature. If you go over 240 degrees Fahrenheit, that's okay. Just don't go over much because it'll make your fudge really hard. And if you're under, it'll be too soft. So that's kind of like the sweet point. Okay, so 240 degrees Fahrenheit. So for this next 2 parts, it's going to set up really quick. So we're going to have to work really fast. So once you remove the chocolate off the stove, you're going to pour in a little splash of vanilla and your 6 ounces of chocolate chips. Mix it up, and you'll notice the color will change to be just a little bit darker as the chocolate melts. Now, it is setting up really, really fast. So the next step is have a bowl ready with 1 jar of marshmallow fluff already in it. It's about 7 ounces of marshmallow fluff or marshmallow cream, whatever you want to call it. You're now going to pour your chocolate over top of your marshmallow fluff. And as you can see, as I'm pouring it, it's already setting up as it's cooling because it sets up super fast. So scrape it all in over top of your marshmallow fluff and start mixing. Not with a whisk, it just doesn't work. With a spatula or a wooden spoon. And again, the color will change as you're mixing it because it's a really dark chocolate right now. But as you mix the marshmallows in, it'll lighten it all. So I know it looks like I'm doing this really slowly, but I'm not. I am mixing it in quite fast because it's going to harden on me. So once it's all mixed in, I take it and I'm pouring it into a 9 by 13 inch pan that I have lined with some parchment paper. And yes, I do have some clips on it, just holding it down a little bit so that the parchment paper doesn't move. And once I pour it into my pan, I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. It does not need to be perfectly flat. And then I'm just going to set this aside and start on the whipped cream part of the fudge. For the whipped cream part of this hot chocolate fudge, I highly recommend using a really, really good quality white chocolate. I'm not using chocolate chips because they don't melt well. I am using a box of Baker's Premium White Chocolate. Not sponsored or anything. You can use, I think it's Ghirardelli or something, or Lindor chocolate, as long as it's a high quality white chocolate. So I'm chopping up 6 ounces of it, which is roughly 2 bars of the Baker's Premium White Chocolate. And I'm chopping it up really fine as I can to make it easier to melt. Once it's all chopped up, I'm just going to set this aside. All right, so this time we're only going to make half of the recipe that we did for the hot chocolate part. So in the pot, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of butter, and I'm going to melt that with a half a cup of evaporated milk. Then I'm going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. This time, I am not adding hot chocolate because I am not making hot chocolate fudge. I am making the whipped cream top of the fudge. All right, so mix that all together, and you're going to bring it to a boil. And again, same thing as the beginning of the video. You're going to bring it to a boil until it reaches a temperature of 240 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it does, you're going to remove it off the stove. All right, so just like before, we got to work really fast. So this time I'm adding a splash of clear vanilla because I don't want it to change colors. And I'm also adding 6 ounces of white chocolate, the stuff I've already chopped up and set aside. And mix it until the chocolate is all melted and it all looks silky and smooth. Then in another bowl, have 1 7-ounce jar of fluff already dumped into the bowl. You're going to pour your white chocolate mixture over top of your fluff, and you're going to mix it all in until it's combined. It's okay if you still have a few little clumps of marshmallow fluff left and it's not perfectly smooth. Totally good. That's okay. Whipped cream is not perfectly smooth. It's more airy and fluffy. All right, so take your whipped cream fudge and you're going to pour it over top of your hot chocolate fudge and just spread it all out. You don't have to make it super smooth. I put like little ripples in it, as you see. And then I took a handful of mini marshmallows and squished them on top. And it doesn't have to be a lot. You don't even have to do this if you don't want to, but I just pat them down so that they squish into the fudge. It's already setting up really fast, so work quick. All right, once it's done, then you can pop it into the fridge for a couple hours and let all of the fudge set up properly. All right, so once your fudge is all set up, this is why I use parchment paper. 1, it doesn't stick. It's 2, it's super easy to take the fudge out of the pan. All right, so this has been setting up in the fridge for, I don't know, a couple hours, I guess. It really doesn't take that long. And then I'm just going to take a big knife and cut them into squares. I am absolutely terrible at this. They are never even. I get all different sizes, and I think that is good. Some people like a bigger piece of fudge, some like a little bit smaller. Anyway, cut them up into little pieces. And then to make this look super fancy and more hot chocolate-like, I'm going to put them on a nice tray. I'm going to melt a little bit of chocolate, just some semi-sweet chocolate chips. And then I'm going to drizzle it over top of each piece of fudge. I also have some crushed candy canes that I'm going to sprinkle on some of it. Not everybody likes peppermint or candy canes on things, so I'm only going to do it on a few pieces, but I'm just going to sprinkle it on, make it look super festive, and that's it. It's all done, and it turned out beautiful, and I can't wait to eat this. You guys, oh my gosh, this turned out beautifully. Woo, it's a little, there we go. Okay, see, I can try and tip it without spilling them. So they turned out really, really well. I am so impressed. I really didn't know what I was doing, but we'll pretend I did, okay? So, I took my peanut butter fudge recipe, I changed it up a little bit, and oh my God, like beautiful. I love it. So the bottom is the hot chocolate part, okay? And then the top, I wanted it to mimic whipped cream on top of the hot chocolate. So it is a white chocolate, but with the vanilla that I put in it, like the clear vanilla, I find it has more of an ice cream, whipped cream type taste. And then, of course, the marshmallows, the little drizzle of chocolate, and some of it has crushed candy cane, some does not. Fantastic. I love this recipe. It turned out really well. I'm glad I played around with it and changed it. Um, This is a very easy recipe, fairly easy. Turned out really well. Yeah, give it a try. If you're a fudge lover, then you will probably really enjoy this one. I like peanut butter fudge. Actually, I love peanut butter fudge. I don't really like chocolate fudge. So I know, kind of odd, but um, it's just I really love the peanut butter, but wow, this really turned out great. So give it a try. Give me your feedback. How did it turn out for you guys? And that's it. That's it for today. So, I think I know what I'm gonna do for next week's holiday video, and I hope you'll join me again next week. But for now, remember to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and yeah, come back and see me next week for my next holiday video. Thanks for watching today.